Cowboys got a quarterback in Dak, a running back in Zeke, and a wide receiver in Amari. It's their triplets. Everybody's like, gotta pay the triplets. Gotta pay the triplets. Are we overstating how talented the Cowboy triplets are? So let's just look at Dak, who you keep telling me, and I think we agree, is kind of a middle-of-the-pack guy. Zeke, terrific running back. And Amari, good but not transformational. So are they as good as the Saints triplets? Breeze, Alvin Kamara, and Michael Thomas? No. No, those guys are all Pro Bowlers. No. Are they as good as Matt Ryan, Devontae Freeman, and Julio Jones? Matt Ryan last year had 35 touchdowns and 7 picks. He's a Pro Bowl quarterback, and Julio Jones is arguably the best receiver in the league. Now, Devontae Freeman's not as good as Zeke, and he is hurt, but when he's healthy, he's damn good. Are they as good as Brady, Sony Michel, and Julian Edelman? Well, Brady and Dak aren't close. I would take Edelman over Amari Cooper. Yes, I would. And Sony Michel is one of the top 2 to 3 best young running backs in the league. He's not Zeke, but I'd take New England's big 3. So my point is, how good are the triplets? They're not as good as Romo, DeMarco Murray, and Dez. They're not. Let's take the 2014 season. Romo threw 34 touchdown passes. Dak last year had 23. Tony Romo threw for at least 26 touchdown passes 7 times. And then Dez had 16 touchdowns and 1,300 yards in that 2014 season. Amari's career touchdown average, it's 6. Now, DeMarco Murray's not as good as Zeke, but behind that offensive line, which was young and great, he did lead the league in rushing. Before you load up the Brinks truck, just ask yourself, the Cowboys' previous triplets, Romo, DeMarco Murray, and Dez, were more talented with higher ceilings than the current triplets. And how did that do in the playoffs? Not great.
September, an entire month dedicated to rest and relaxation. Casper.com right now. Save 10% through September 2nd. September. Casper.com/terms. This is fascinating. Michael Jordan, it was announced today. They announced shoe sales. Forbes magazine did shoe sales. Michael Jordan's been out of the NBA for 16 years. Sold $130 million. He made that much in annual income on shoe sales last year. LeBron, $32 million. Kevin Durant, $26. And Durant made more money in China than America. There's a lot of factors for this. Why Jordan is still 5 times more popular in terms of apparel sales than LeBron James. And he's been out of the sport for 16 years. One of them is Michael's game was more fun than LeBron James. Karl Malone was a great player. So was James Harden. Their games aren't that much fun. They're at the free throw line a lot. Michael's game was fun. The huge hands, hang time. It was artistic. The tongue, the hang time. I mean, I can think, I'm showing you some here, of a dozen iconic shots from MJ. His shots were memorable. LeBron's been playing for 16 years. He's got one of those. The block against Golden State. Pops right into my head. And that was a great play. Michael was more artistic. His game was more fun. Not all great players are fascinating watches. Kareem was not fascinating. He had one shot. Karl Malone, John Stockton, James Harden, I don't think are riveting watches. Westbrook is actually a riveting watch for all the criticism. Number 2, and this is hard to quantify, but Michael Jordan was cool. Durant and LeBron sometimes feel like they're trying to be cool. Michael was just naturally the earrings, the body, the suit, the smile, the look, the way he walked. He had a cool walk. Like, you can't teach that and you can't fake that. Michael's game was more fun to watch, and he was cool without trying. The other 2 things that are fairly remarkable about Michael Jordan, and people think I don't like Jordan, Michael was unbelievable, is that Michael, in an era where everybody has to rush to Twitter and tell you about what they had for lunch, Michael has largely disappeared. He doesn't hold press conferences. You see him sometimes in the suite at his game. He's got 4 and 5 guys he runs with, his boys, his guys, his wife. He's disappeared. There's not a more famous person in America that you see less of, except on shoes and logos, than Michael Jordan. He has disproven or proven the fallacy that you don't have to rush to social media, show us every bikini shot, every chicken parm you had for dinner. If you're great, you're frozen in time. I still laugh harder at Johnny Carson clips on YouTube than any current host. The other thing Jordan has proven, there's a belief in media circles today, and the media is wrong, that everybody has to talk politics. If it's authentic to your brand, do it. But Tiger Woods doesn't, and he's the only logo in golf shops in America. I was told this morning that Dave Chappelle may be the most richest comedian this year. He just did a Netflix special, wouldn't talk politics. Tom Brady this morning was named the most popular brand in the NFL. He won't talk politics. And Michael wouldn't either. Doesn't mean you can't. Aaron Rodgers does. He's popular. Ali did. He was popular. But Michael Jordan's popularity is a lot of things. His game was amazing. He was cool without trying. And in my lifetime, I don't think there's been another person outside of President Ronald Reagan that was more Teflon. Michael quit the sport twice, failed in baseball, has been an awful general manager and a so-so at best owner. Then ended up with the Wizards, who he couldn't even engineer to get into the playoffs, had a brutal Hall of Fame speech. It doesn't matter. It just doesn't matter. The style, the cool, the logo that's international. He's effortlessly cool and wildly entertaining, and he's disappeared, and he doesn't like politics, or at least won't talk about him. And so you don't have to rush to social media and show us what you ate for lunch, and you don't have to talk politics if you don't feel it's natural or authentic to your personality, and you can still, 16 years out of the game, be 5 times more popular than arguably the second best basketball player in the history of the planet, LeBron James. Joy.